Am I the bad guy for calling the police on my mother-in-law? I, 28 female, got married to my husband, 34 male, a week ago. We got engaged about a year ago, and when I got engaged, my mother gave me a pair of earrings, which she said every woman for generations in our family has worn to their weddings. They are 4-carat, dangling earrings, and they are worth a lot. I felt very honored to be given them, and it made me feel closer to my grandmother, who had died 2 months prior. About 3 months after that, I went wedding dress shopping with my mother, my sister, and my fiancé's mother. I brought all the jewelry I would be wearing, to see how they would match the wedding dresses. When I put the jewelry on, my mother-in-law kept going on about how gorgeous the earrings were. My mother explained the story, and how they were a family heirloom, passed down for generations. I found the dress of my dreams and bought it. On the day of my wedding, I had everything ready in my room. My wedding dress, my flowers, my shoes, my makeup and my jewelry. I was in there with my soon-to-be mother-in-law. I then needed to go to the toilet, and when I came back, my mother-in-law was gone. I wasn't sure what happened, but I just thought she maybe got called away to do something. I then noticed my earrings were gone. I knew straight away that she had taken them. I found her and confronted her, and she said she didn't take them. I asked if I could look through her bag, and she said no. And tightly gripped onto it. I said that, if she didn't let me look, I would call the police, which I then did, as she still wouldn't let me look. The police arrived and searched her, and the earrings were found in her bag. They returned them to me, then asked if I wanted to press charges. I wanted to talk to my fiancé first, and he said he would support me if I wanted to. I didn't want to decide in that moment, so I just ignored it and had a great night. That was a week ago, and ever since then I've been getting loads of threatening messages and calls from my husband's side of the family. My mother-in-law has been sending me extremely hateful texts, and I think I want to press charges, but I'm still not sure if it's a good idea. And now for the top comments. Not the bad guy. Mother-in-law is a thief that tried to make off with your heirloom earrings. EFF that. Press charges and be done with her. Not the bad guy. They say, when people show you who they really are, believe them. She has shown you that she is a liar, a thief, and that she isn't afraid to manipulate people by playing the victim card. It sounds like your husband, congratulations, is on your side with this. Let him lay down the law, and if she doesn't apologize, take it from there. Beware if there are any time limits for pressing charges. Not the bad guy. She stole your earrings, and then lied about it. Not only that, she stole it before your weddings, which meant you have the possibility of being distraught on your wedding day due to losing them. I want to say press charges, because she had it coming to her. However, she's your mother-in-law, and she will try either way, to ruin your marriage. Congrats on your wedding. Am I the bad guy for getting a classmate's dad deported? So, I know the title sounds bad, but it's the only short way I could see to describe this situation. I had a South Asian classmate who was extremely racist towards black people. He was the son of an immigrant, and we had issues the moment he started at this school. He would go out of his way to harass me and call me racial slurs, along with even trying to get me in trouble for cheating, because apparently it's impossible for a black person to get better scores and grades than him without cheating. For further background, my dad owns a company, which I won't be naming here for obvious reasons, and as it turns out, the kid's dad works at my dad's company. I didn't know this at the time, and I had told my dad about this kid. He asked me his name, and I told him. But I didn't think anything of it, because I didn't know about his dad. Fast forward a couple weeks, and this kid comes to school crying and screaming at me about how I got his dad deported, and I was extremely confused at the time. As it turns out, his dad is just as bigoted as him and had a slew of complaints from other black employees at my dad's company, and after my dad heard about these complaints, he was fired. I, of course, don't know the details of their immigration, or much about immigration law, but it seems to me, he was here on some sort of work visa. And without my dad sponsoring his stay as his employer, he was sent back to his home country. I didn't know any of this would happen, or that his dad worked for mine, but I can't say I feel sorry for him. I just shrugged at him, told him tough luck, and he walked away. Am I the bad guy? And now for the top comments. Not the bad guy. You didn't get him deported. That guy got himself deported when he pissed off everyone at the job that was sponsoring his visa. Everyone on a visa knows to keep their nose squeaky clean. Even the kids I knew in high school, whose parents were in the US on temp status, knew to not mess around with stuff or misbehave at school, because it could F everything up. What an idiot. Not the bad guy. Racist dad raises racist kid, and suffers the consequences. You didn't do anything wrong. Clearly your dad felt like he didn't need to deal with this guy, just like you shouldn't have to deal with the kid. Would I be the bad guy if I expose an influencer who used to bully me? I'm 24 female. I used to go to school with a girl, who's now gained a fairly big online following, 400,000 subscribers on YouTube, and around 170,000 followers on Instagram. She posts a lot about positivity and being kind to people, but I find it really hypocritical because, when we were 11 years old, she anonymously bullied me online and wrote horrible things about me. She got found out and was suspended at the time. It really messed with my self-esteem and trust, and I'm considering making a video or post explaining what she did, and that she's a hypocrite. Would I be the bad guy to expose her? And now for the top comments. I don't know if you'd be the bad guy, but I think it's sort of a waste of time. Because she might not be a hypocrite. She was 11. Have you changed as a person since you were 11? 13 years? I think I will go with you are the bad guy, but mildly. Don't begrudge her success because she was a mean girl in middle school, it's a waste of your energy. You would be the bad guy. Sorry you got bullied. That sucks. However, she was also a literal child. It looks like, from what you say, she learned a lesson and is trying to do better now that she is older. Isn't that what we want people who make mistakes to do? Learn from it, and help others not repeat them? You would be the bad guy. People change. She was a child. You're not making any attempt to contact her, but rather intentionally trying to mess with her. You would be turning into the bully. You would be the bad guy. So, you want to target someone with the sole purpose of bringing them down. I think there's a word for that. Am I the bad guy for asking my brother to share his daughter's inheritance, from our cousin, with my stepdaughter? My cousin Laura passed last year, which was devastating for our whole family. There is now some conflict with the inheritance. Laura's will left everything to her husband and future children, but if not, a third would go to her parents, and a third to charity. The final third is to be divided between 6 nibblings, accessible when they turn 18. Laura was an only child, so the nibblings in question are her cousin's kids. My brother and I are her only cousins, from her mom's side, my aunt, but from her dad's side, she has 9. From all of us, there are a total of 7 kids, including my brother's daughter, and my stepdaughter. My stepdaughter and I were hurt when we realized she wasn't a part of this third. Recently, I brought up to my brother that he should share niece's inheritance with stepdaughter. I said, it's fairer this way, and would lower resentment between the kids later on. My niece is only 5, compared to my stepdaughter, who's 16. So it would be more useful for her in the near future. Also, I'm not saying it has to be half and half, but just a portion for stepdaughter. My brother didn't take this well, and went off, saying, the money is for his daughter and we're being greedy. But I got upset and said, no one in this family really cares about stepdaughter, and are more focused on blood ties. He's pissed at me, but some other people, who knows what happened, is on my side. Am I the bad guy? And now for the top comments. You are the bad guy. Like, a lot. This is incredibly bad form on your part. Your cousin chose who she wanted her estate to be divided amongst. Does it suck that your stepdaughter wasn't one of the people? Sure. That doesn't give you the right to demand that somebody give her a share of the inheritance. That's crude and gross. You are the bad guy. Not only are you greedy, but you're entitled. Nobody is entitled to someone else's money. You're a vulture, hanging over money that you have no say in how it's distributed. There was a will. The will spelled out how the estate is to be divided. Butt out, and mind your own business. The ages of the nibblings don't matter. You really should be ashamed for even asking. Put your hands back in your own pockets. You are the bad guy. The money should be divided up how Laura indicated. That's how a will works. I assume Laura had her reasons for structuring her estate as such. You are the bad guy. The deceased didn't leave your stepdaughter any money, and while yes, it's crappy, you can't expect others to sacrifice their portion. If you want to help stepdaughter, then you should sacrifice your own. Thanks for visiting our channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment below on how you would deal with the racist father and son duo, or the entitled stepfather.